Stop for a second, because this isn't a horror story. This actually happened, and to this day, no one can explain it. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers went into the Ural Mountains in Russia. They weren't amateurs. They were trained. They had equipment. They knew the cold. This was supposed to be a normal expedition, but something went terribly wrong. The tent was found, still standing. When rescuers finally located their camp, the tent was still there. Food was untouched. Shoes were inside. Warm jackets still left behind. And that's when everyone realized something was wrong. The tent hadn't been opened. It had been cut from the inside. Think about that. Why would anyone do that in the middle of a freezing night? They ran out into the snow. Outside, there were footprints leading away from the tent, straight into the dark forest. Some were barefoot. Some were wearing only socks. The temperature was below -30 degrees. No one does that. Not unless they're terrified. Not unless they believe staying inside is worse than the cold outside. The first bodies were found near a tree. 2 hikers were discovered under a tree. They were barely dressed. Their hands showed signs of burns, as if they had tried to build a fire in complete desperation. Above them, broken branches suggested they had climbed up, maybe to look for something, or maybe to escape something. It's hard to even imagine. 3 more were found frozen between the tree and the camp, as if they were trying to make it back, but never had the chance. And then, the worst discovery. Months later, when the snow began to melt, the last 4 hikers were found in a ravine, and their injuries were shocking. One had ribs completely crushed. Another had a fractured skull. But the strangest part was this. There were no external wounds, no signs of a fight. It was as if something hit them, with massive force, but left almost no marks. And one woman was missing her tongue. Even today, no one agrees on how or why. The file was closed. The Soviet investigation ended with a sentence that still gives people chills. They died due to an unknown compelling force. That was the official conclusion. An unknown force. And soon after, the case was sealed. The mystery never went away. Some people say it was an avalanche, but avalanches don't explain why they cut their way out of the tent. Others believe it involved secret military testing, because witnesses reported strange lights in the sky that night. And then there are those who think the truth is something even stranger. The scariest part isn't what happened. It's that we may never know. These were real people, a real expedition, a real investigation. And yet, the answers were never clear. So the question remains, what happened on that mountain that made 9 intelligent adults run barefoot into the snow and never return? Some files aren't closed because they're solved. They're closed because the truth is too unsettling. If you want the next sealed mystery, subscribe to X Secret, because the next case is even darker.